All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Hi guys, Gillian Leivers here, just checking in with you. You all know me, the man fighting the grave miscarriage of justice.
Don't flinch. We're pulling the curtain back on the injustice on the Greenfeeds case, where verdicts were handed down, but justice was not served. So buckle up. This isn't just a broadcast, it's a reckoning. This is a case of a grievous injustice, and we want to understand how things went so wrong. Listen in every Saturday between 12 and 2 p.m. and hear how the story unfolds. You'll be blown away by its content. Only on Dreamcatcher Radio.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
Okay, we are back for episode number 33 on the Greenfeeds Injustice case. And I assure everybody and anybody, this is proper injustice. I am wholeheartedly convinced that this is injustice. I'm joined by Phil. I'll say hello to Phil and Ian very shortly, and Gillian Leivers is here as well. Irrespective of their thoughts, but we're going to talk about it very shortly. I'm absolutely convinced, without a doubt, in my shadow of my mind, based on everything we've learned, and we've got two more witnesses come forward recently as well, that Gillian Leivers should not be in jail. Perhaps other people should be in jail. I don't know. It's not something I'm focused on, but she should not be in jail. And this is how this series started, and it's how it's enveloping itself. I was talking to Phil just off air just now, basically at the start of the show, and I said to Phil, you know, we know this case now so well, and how much we've learned, and it's been an emotional journey, if I'm perfectly honest, to think that we know this injustice has happened. We know this injustice has happened. We've got probably about 60 odd, I think 62 bullet points of where information is extremely questionable. We've caught many people out in lies, which is fine, in my opinion. At least we know. And then we can fact check it. And Ian has also been on this journey in terms of, you know, where we ask him questions in the background and he goes away and comes back with paperwork. And Gillian's been corresponding with Phil. I don't speak to Gillian, but not because I don't want to, because better off going through Phil, because he's the conduit between the information and me at the radio station. And it's been, you know, sadly, shamefully, you could clearly see now, clearly at the current level we're at, without the stuff we've got coming forward in the next few shows coming up, and it's probably about half a dozen lined up. So for the people that thinking we're going to be shutting our mouths, you are completely wrongly mistaken. It ain't happening for Mumford Sundays. With the new information we've got as well, and then we reconsider the old information. And when we do a show, we're now in shortly May, isn't it? And when we do a full recap and explain all the, if you want to call it errors in law, if that's one thing, that's not what we're going to do. Errors in law, let's leave that to the legal experts. But what we are going to do is factually explain what someone said then and what they said now and what the other person next to them in the same area said. The contradictions are enormous. The stories do not align whatsoever, but we've got to a point now where it's getting, I hate to say this word, it's getting exciting. We are literally getting to the point where we can fully disclose all the cards that we've got, but we've got so much more to come. We've got so much more to come to prove that basically, beyond any doubt, Gillian should not be in jail. And the witness, specifically one I've been speaking to over the last couple of days, I've had to go back to about 3 times. It opens my mind quite a lot, and I just it gives me so much energy to know that we were on the money from day one, that Gillian Leivers shouldn't be in jail. Like I say, perhaps other people should be in jail, and perhaps the police may look into some of the content that we've been discussing here on the radio station. I'm not interested in that. I want Gillian Leivers out of jail, and maybe justice will follow on in due course. I think the statutory bodies that were involved in this case as well should be held accountable at the very least. And I'm like hyped. I'm hyped because I know without a doubt, when I reflect back on this journey, and it has been a journey, because we've had these moments where I just think this can't be true. What we're reading out and what we're talking about, and I think I'll speak to Phil on this, and actually Ian's learning as well, because he also witness to stuff. There's only so much you could keep on your minds, but also with his PTSD, which I believe he does suffer from. I have to deal with the guy, and he's not easy, to be honest. It's like a wife that I didn't want. So on that note, good afternoon, Phil and Ian.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know what you say about my little introduction now. I didn't plan it. I was just saying to you, I don't know how I'm going to start the show. Well,
I know that on a thing like TikTok, I mean, I know Ian doesn't get involved with people that come on and say negative things, and I didn't used to get involved either. But now, if I see somebody come on to TikTok and say something completely bloody stupid, like Iqbal or something like that, I have to challenge it now. I automatically go to is that what you're going to say? Right, okay, bring it on then, and I will answer every question you've got, mate. So I've changed completely. I'm convinced that if I was in a courtroom with Gillian, I could get her off. I could get her off.
It's because we're informed, Phil. We're informed. Ignore. Sorry, please apologize, Ian. Ignore Ian. Yeah, right. We've gone through enough paperwork, enough statements, enough witnesses, enough lies to know actually, this, we don't know what happens, right? Which is a sad state of affairs. However, we can now demonstrate Gillian, without a doubt, is not responsible for corporate manslaughter. Yeah. Anyway, Ian, I don't know if you want to say anything.
Well, I'd like to say it's very humbling, because from my standpoint, from when the day of conviction, if you like, and we were sentenced, boy, could you imagine what was said about us two when I went behind bars? But I can tell you, as I walked down the steps with Gillian, I said to her, stay strong. I have the CCTV. I'm going to get you out of this. I'm going to clear your name. And it's been a tough battle. And you two are so involved now. You're up there with me with all the knowledge. A lot of people around the country, from when I started with social media, describing what happened. I used to do 10-minute long clips on TikTok. That's as long as it will allow you. And people got invested in this and have supported, but unfortunately, they cannot and haven't been able to get on this journey like you two have. And it's humbling. And there's a few others like Lee and others, Barry, I could name quite a lot, who are with us. But you two, Brad, when you reached out to me and asked me to come on the radio show, I already had Phil with me, and we like frustrated people not knowing where to go with it. All right, we have the Criminal Case Review Commission investigation going on, and that's the right course. But what with you coming on, Brad, and us, and you two, if you like, getting your teeth into it and understanding it fully, I know this: if I was to die tomorrow, you'd be shining that torch to get Gillian out.